Hey guys, it's Tarek from Cyclone FPV, and I'm actually working on a drone here for a customer, and this is going to be, I just put my keyboard on it. This is going to be the FrSky SQ130. Now, look, here's the deal. So FrSky was putting these out. They were getting ready to launch them, and let me just show you what it is here. Again, forgive me for having a dirty solder mat, but I'm kind of stuck here. So they're getting ready to put all these out. The only problem was that with the chip shortage, everybody had to kind of decide, and this is the explanation I got. They had to decide where their chips were going to go, basically, right? Because this is a new product for them, and they already have existing products that are, obviously proving themselves. So they decided to shift back, which means that I think we picked up the remaining that they had in stock. So these are pretty cool little things. Anyways, so the point being is, though, I had a customer get one, and the customer, he doesn't have a Radiomaster, but he has a jumper, something or other, 12, T12, that's whatever it is. Anyways, problem is these come loaded with the firmware. This is an RXSR-FC, so it's RXSR-FC, and what that is right here is a tiny RXSR receiver, and I broke it, but there is a ribbon cable that runs from here into this plug right here, right? And so you basically get to connect it via a ribbon to this is an F4, an Omnibus F4 flight controller, okay? So the reason I broke it was I was trying to take it out. Now there's this like clear, thin tape, gooey kind of tape that goes on top of the processor here, and then it sticks the receiver down. And I'm trying to take it off, and lo and behold, I just ripped the ribbon, which is fine. The reason I was doing it was because you can't run the jumper or the Radiomaster on this because it doesn't have that ability to upgrade the firmware. So you have to downgrade the receiver. Well, to downgrade the receiver, you got to remove the receiver and put the solder the export on here and so forth. So that's what I was trying to do, except I broke the ribbon, which is fine because at the end of the day, the flight controller already has a spot here to put your S-Bus on. So having the ribbon doesn't make or break a darn thing in this case, but it does give me the chance to show a customer who's trying to do the same thing exactly how to do it. So I'm going to show you right now what to do. What you're not going to see here is the way this receiver is plugged in with the ribbon. I've already taken that out. So if you have one of these, take the top plate off, which I put somewhere else on this bench. I have no idea. Well, the top plate was here somewhere, and so was the ribbon, and they're both gone now. But anyways, take your top plate off and get down to your receiver, and then just be careful, okay? Because I'm going to end up putting double-sided tape back here to hold this back in place. But if you can save that clear piece, I think you can reuse it. You can disconnect the ribbon from here, but it is fixed onto this, so you're going to end up tearing it off anyway, and I can promise you it's not going to make a big deal to you at all, right? What's important is how are you going to get this, how are you going to update it, right? So I'm going to show you exactly what to do. First thing is, once you get this off, I'm going to use the microscope here so I can show you a little bit better picture of what we're going to do. All right, let me go ahead and launch that real quick. And then I'll put the screen up there for you to see, okay? So let's add the display, which is right there. Let me turn this around. This was plugged in. It will be here in just a second. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you are going to do this. So on the back of your receiver, right? And we'll get ready to show the screen. So here you go. All right. If you'll look at the receiver, once you take it out, you can see here where the ribbon, where I just ripped it off, right? So that's where the ribbon was attached, right here. You can see all the lines right here. Okay? So, however, and your bind button should be right there as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, my thumb's on it. So there's your bind button, okay? Now flip it over though, and there's where you're going to solder your wires, okay? So you have your S port, your 5-volt, and your ground. So go ahead, and when you take your ribbon off, just go ahead and tin these and then solder your wires to here. And then what you're going to do is on the flight controller, right here, right there, okay? So it's the opposite end of the USB. You're going to find the first 3 pads, which is going to be ground, 5-volt, and then S-Bus. So wire, let me see if I can get both these on the same picture. Wire this to that, just like that. Okay? Once you do, well, hold on. That's how you're going to wire it. However, before you do all that, you have to update the receiver, right? So let's get back to our screen now. Okay, so you've got to update the receiver. So what are you going to do to update the receiver? Well, let me just show you. I've already done this, but I'm going to show you exactly where you need to go. Okay? And I got a whole bunch of screens open. So let me just close them. And I'll end up doing this download a million times over. And then I'll show you my screen. Just hold on one second. Okay. Okay. Let's open the browser. Okay. So let me get you back to the computer screen here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to FrSky you're going to, right here, FrSky-RC.com, so FrSky-RC.com. Okay, and you are going to go to, if you go to your products page, just look at that link at the top. So if I just go back to the home screen, just so you can see it right in that space, so we all look the same here. Let me do this. There we go, I'm going to hit enter. All right, so when you get to the main home page that you're about to see pop up, what you're going to want to do here is just go to products, hover over it, don't click it, okay? Scroll down to flight controllers and go to RXSR-FC series. Click that. And then when you get to this page, you're going for the RXSR-FC Omnibus F4 V6. Click that. Then just click the download. And you don't have to worry about clicking this button because once you click download, it's automatically going to take you. Here's what you have to do. Because if you're running a jumper or a Radiomaster, you need to go down to the ACCSD16 firmware and skip these two. You need to go right here. And you need to click this file. Okay? When you click that, it's going to begin the download. This is my third time to do it today. It's going to begin the download of the file here. Let me get to it. Okay, this is going to be the firmware that you need. Let me go to my download site, and it'll look something like this. I think I have 3 of them now. I do. So here's 1, here's 2, and then I have the original one, which is right here. So you're going to get this this zip file, right? When you right-click on it and left-click on extract all and so forth, you're going to end up with this folder. And you know what? Let me do it again because I've already done this part. So let me click delete. So here's the file you're going to end up with right here. This is the zip file. So if you just right-click on it and left-click on extract all and just click extract. Okay? And you're going to end up with the file now. So it's a folder in a folder. I hate how they do this, but this is how FrSky does it. So now you've got a folder here, and here's the information you need. And of all of this, you need that file right there, the ACCST FCC 191128.frk. Okay? So let's go back. Now, here's how you have to do it with your radio. First things, most important, let me get this radio ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually split these so you can see both happening, okay? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to now take my radio and I'm going to put it in storage mode, right? Or I think that's what it's called. I'll turn it on and we'll see exactly what it's called. Let me plug this in. Let me turn this on.
Welcome to OpenCF.
Thank you.
Throttle warning.
Who cares?
Switch warning.
Okay, so I've got my model already designed right here. So let's just say I go to menu. Sorry, let me hit return. Return. Oof. Sorry, hold on this. Okay, so the settings is going to be internal RF. Here, let me do it this way. So you're going to have internal RF, multi, FrSky X, D16. Okay? Now, you still can't bind because you've got to downgrade the receiver, right? So here's what you're going to do next. Let me just hit exit. Now, I've already done this on mine, so you're going to see the file already pop up, but don't worry about it. Just go into the top here, plug in your USB, and make sure that you have the black highlighted option selected for USB storage. Hit enter, and then you're going to see the drive pop up on your screen, okay? Now, I'm going to show you right here. This is my drive, all right? I've got 2 of them here, so there's one, and there's the TX16S, the second. So I've got 2 volumes here, right? So I'm going to go to the one here. So this is my SD card inside, and I'm going to, I've already done this, but this is what you want to do. I've created a folder under my firmware folder. I've got all my folders. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I put these in order, and I'm very, very specific about how this is done, so it's easy to organize. So under my FrSky RX, I put in the RXSR-FC. So if you were to do that, and you went to your downloads folder, and here is the extracted, right? If you double click it, there's another folder inside. Just right click on this folder, left click on cut, go back to your volume, firmware, you should make it organized, wherever you're going to put it. Mine's in here. And then I right click and click paste. It's probably going to ask me to overwrite. I'm going to replace them. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken the drivers and I've loaded them onto my radio right here. Okay, now it's time for the radio to update the receiver so that we can bind. Okay, so now you can close out. Now let's get back to our stuff here. So I'm going to go ahead and, disconnect my radio from the computer. So I'm going to eject all that. Okay, now I can unplug it. Awesome. So here's my radio. Here's my receiver. Here's what you need. You need to be able to get to the back here of your radio, okay, right here. And you need to remember the following. Let me see where I've got it. If you look at the pins on the back of your radio, okay, forget pin 1. If we're going from the top down, ignore pin 1 and pin 2. All you care about is pin 3, 4, and 5. Sorry, this kickstand is in the darn way. I wish I could get it out of the way, but let me just do it like that, okay? So you're going to look at, forget 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the only ones. So the 3rd pin, the 4th pin, and the 5th pin, okay? You need something. Now you can have one of these, or you can just make sure you get wires attached to that. But let's just say you get one of these, all right? Or anything. I mean, any servo wires, anything at all. The most important thing is that you order. The pin 3 is your 5 volt. Pin 4 is your ground. Pin 5 is your S port, okay? So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to plug it in like that, but first I'm going to go ahead and take my receiver off. So watch how I'm going to do this. Now, if you've soldered your wires already to your receiver, then you're just going to take these off and solder these to the cable. If you haven't, then you can just go ahead and do it like this. Now, I've already done all of this, but I'm just going to do it again so you can see. So watch. So once you've taken your receiver off, now, let's say you've tinned it or done, sorry, my soldering iron is stuck there. Say you've tinned it or done whatever, okay? So we're going to take off all 3 wires here. Okay, there we go. And I've got my receiver. So what I want to do now is I want to connect my wires here, right? And so I've got, remember, I've got under the S is my S port. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Solder that in right here. Okay. Then right next to it, the middle pin is going to be my 5 volt. Get ready right there. And my family just pulled up, so forgive me because I'm going to go say hi and pause this video for a second. All right, and then I'm going to put my ground. Okay. Now again, this is a very you got very little room here, but there. If you look at that, you'll see it. Okay. So you want it to look like this: yellow, red, black. All right. Once you do that, you take your plug and you plug it in to pins 3, 4, and 5. Say now here on your radio, it needs to look red, black, yellow. Okay? Once you've done that, you basically turn everything over. Oh, dogs are going crazy. See if I can show you both of these at the same time. I think it's going to be kind of difficult. Hey Mama, just finishing a video. So I think it's going to be kind of difficult here to show you, but try to see if you can watch what's going on. Most important thing is this. I'm going to go ahead now on my radio. I'm going to tell it to do this. Hey, what's up, dude? I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to go to my radio. And I'm going to hold down system. I'm going to press page 1 time. There's my firmware folder. Hit enter. I'm going to leave it in my FrSky. Wherever you put your stuff, put it there. Hit enter. And you see there's my folder right there. Hit enter. Find the FCC version. Do not use any other version because that's a Euro version, okay? Go to FCC. Hold it down, and when it says flash external module, because you've got your external module, or you've got your wires plugged into the external module port on the back, that's all you're going to do. Now I'm going to hit this, and then I'm going to turn this over so you can watch. Okay? Now watch. You can see the light blinking here. Okay? And it's going to blink back and forth between red and green. I'll try to move it to where you can keep. Okay? And so that's writing the data. All right. Now, if you want to see the other side of what this looks like, we'll flip it over, and you can see where it says writing right here. All right. Now, what it's doing is it's writing that firmware. Put this kickstand back up. So it's writing the firmware. And I'm sorry, I don't know why I set it up like this. I should have used a longer wire. Wasn't thinking. But it is updating, and you can kind of watch that right here where it says writing, and somewhere under here is the little light, and you just have to trust me. It's blinking red and green. But in either case, as soon as this is done writing, we're going to disconnect the wires, resolder back to the board, and you're done. This sucker will bind, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So let's just let this run. It's only going to take a minute, okay? Doesn't take much longer than that, really. And if you don't have, let's see, I was going to try something, so let me try something real quickly. So let's just say you don't have a servo cable, right? So here's what I was thinking about trying. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it, okay? So let's just take a cable like this, a wire like this, a standard wire that we would use, right? We're going to twist it up real tight. We're going to take a flux pin, okay? And we're just going to go ahead and put flux on this, just like that, all right? That way when the solder hits it, gets it real tight, all right? And then what I was hoping was, and you don't see one here, and I'm trying to find one. Let me see. you know I have pins, like push pin, oh here they are. Okay, so I'm going to try this, and you can find any way you want to do it, but I think this might actually work pretty good. I don't know. Could be right, okay? So I'm going to take this wire, and I'm going to wind it around, just twist it, right around this push pin, just like that, okay? And then squeeze it down to where it's all compressed, and I'm going to take it off, just like that. Okay, now I will tell you that the updating is done at the same time. Yeah, you could do this, and then what I would do is I would just take that and slide it on the thing. I'll show you here in just a second. So it says the flashing is successful. So I'm going to press enter, and then I'm going to exit, 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 exit. Okay, now I'm going to pull this out in the back. Okay, there we go. Now, this is done. And what I was saying about this cable was, if you do that, you can just slide this. You should be able to slide this wire. I don't think that pin's going to be too small. You should be able to slide it over, and you can kind of make your own little servo wire. I'm just going to try it. It looks like it fits. Yeah, it fits. And there you go. So just, it's an option if you don't have a servo thing, or just you could temporarily solder for whatever you want to do. All right, now let's get back to this. So what we're going to do now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and remove our cable. Okay, so I'm going to desolder it now. It's going to be those 3 wires. So we're going to take 5 volt out, S port, 5 volt, and ground. Okay, now it's time to get it connected to our flight controller. So I'm going to just wind these up kind of tight because I want these to be really tucked away when I'm done, and I don't really feel like cutting them right now. So I'm just going to wind it up there just like that. And I'm going to start with the yellow. So let me get my tweezers, where the heck I put them. There they are. Let's start with yellow. Okay. And you can either come from the inside out or from the outside in on this one. It really isn't actually. Matter of fact, I'll just come from the outside in. This is going to get stuck to the main board anyway. I need something to hold this down. So let me just see if I can get something to hold my receiver. You know what? I'll just use this helping hand. Sorry. I don't want to sit here and ruin the work. So let me just get this helping hands down. Move my pin away. Okay. Then we'll use the helping hands to do the work. Okay. So I'm going to put the receiver in the helping hands. Just like that. And there we go. Alright, I'll raise it up just from level. Now it's time to solder the cables. Okay? So first things first, let's go ahead and take the yellow and put that here. Okay, and we're going to take the 5 volt, the red, put that in the center. And then we're going to take the ground, put that on the outside, just like this. Perfect. Okay, now from here, you can do a couple things, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use this new silicone that we're using, and I'm going to tell you guys, I just got this in to sell to y'all as well. It is my new go-to now. This thing is, it's very tough. It doesn't take very long to dry, but it's silicone, so it's got great heat resistance, and it holds the wires in as if you were doing a permanent, like they say that a liquid electric tape style. I wish I had perfected a better way to not let it dry like it has on me, but it's only dry right there. Let me see if I can get something to poke this through. This is not what comes with it. I did that on my own, and now I'm starting to regret it. Let me see. See if I can clean this out a little bit. Probably not now that I'm doing this live. Okay. I'll leave that over there, and I'll put this back. Yeah, I didn't close it last night, and so now I'm paying the price for it. But anyways, I don't want to deflect from the fact that it's really awesome. You just need to be smarter than me and actually take care of it. Anyways, just put some drops, just like that. All right, if you ever have this stuff, I'm telling you, it's amazing. And if it wasn't, I wouldn't be going through all this nastiness to do it. Just like that. That's all it takes. Just a little bit, okay? Now that's going to sit there and that's going to dry in a little bit. Get this crap off my hands. All right. The only thing left to do here, right, is to see if we can bind. So what I'm going to do, now if you'll notice here, if you're wondering why this wire is disconnected, if you can see that, it's because I don't want the VTX to come on. So I took the ground off of it because if it comes on, it can interrupt with our wire, right? Our feed, our camera feed. All right, so here we go. And what I need to do now is I just need to get this thing to flip over so I can reach it. Everything okay?
Yeah, whatever smell is creating in here is drifting into the house.
Is it? I don't know where it came from.
It's like burn.
Yeah, I know. I smell it, but I don't know what.
Plastic burn.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know what it's from. I think my soldering iron fell into something. Oh, I see. A rubber band fell into my soldering iron.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, well, Phil, don't worry about me. I'll just die. You guys, as long as y'all are okay. Don't worry about the dad.
Love you.
Love you. I knew I smelled something. I just didn't know where it was coming from. All right, so let's go to our receiver now. I was going to try to do this so you guys could see it, but here goes. Yeah, I can hold it just like that, okay? So here's our receiver, and there's our bind button. If you can see that, it's right here, okay? Now what you're going to do is get yourself some power. I happen to have some right here. So I'm going to plug that in. Just like that. Okay. And hold your bind button down. Power it on. And we have a solid red and green here, okay? Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my radio. And I'm going to go scroll up. Make sure I have multi, FrSky X, D16, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to click bind and watch my lights blink. Oops. Boom. There it is. It's blinking. We just bound. Okay? Now I'm going to exit out of there. Oh, if you want to see if it's receiving signal, you can see here. Okay? So you've got your values here. You can see the arrows changing here, and you can always just see how. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Now I'm just messing around. Sorry, let me do that. Okay, so you can see your values. If you look at the top here for outputs, you see my values changing right here, and it'll do that for everything. Here's throttle. I'm gonna get the throttle. Okay, so now watch the throttle. You see the value? 19. Okay, anyways, the point being is we have our everything working here. Everything's bound now at this point. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off. Let's get back to our main screen. Let's turn it back on. Should have a green light now, and we do, and you're bound. Okay? So guys, that's pretty much all you have to do. And oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do next. Now that we're bound, we'll go ahead and turn my radio off. Okay? All right, so hit enter. Turn that off. Now, the one thing is that I did somehow that little, if you've had one of these, you know what I'm talking about, the little plastic or the little clear sticky tape was somewhere here. I've lost mine, and I think what happened was it got stuck to something I had laying on the desk while I was working on this. So I'm just going to take some double-sided tape. All right. I was surprised they didn't heat shrink the receiver, but I guess they didn't have a need to. So I'm going to take some double-sided tape, just like that. All right, and I'm going to let part of my power. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put it just like that. I'm going to lay this right here. So if you end up needing to do that, you can do it just like this with nothing to worry about. And then I'm just going to peel off the back layer here, just like that. Okay. And I can now lay the receiver back down, just like they did. There was no heat shrink. There was nothing. Now I'm going to go ahead and solder my ground back on because I need this thing to get back to normal. And so let me just get the goggles back on here. You see where that is at? Okay, I see it right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and get back on. And look, I mean, it's ready to go. This thing's ready to go. Once I solder the ground back on, this quad is ready. And I get to use, I don't have to do anything more. I mean, like, I get the ribbon idea. I don't think it's worth the darn. I don't really think this is a novel idea. Like, holy cow, look what they did with the ribbon. So I'm not really sure what was the point of it. However, one thing I can tell you for sure is if you're not flying 2.1.x firmware, if you don't have a radio with it, then you're going to have to downgrade at some point. All right, let me get that ground back on there. And obviously you don't have to take the ground off the VTX to do the work. Like I said, I did that so that it wouldn't interfere with the camera. All right, clean this up. I don't know what kind of solder they use, but it drives me nuts. Make sure that that's not good. This is not good. So let me just. I think I may just tin that pad because the solder they're using is like really clumpy. So if I can't get this to take this time, you know what? I'm not even gonna play with it. I'm just gonna get my solder. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and tin that wire back, and then let me just kind of clean that up a little. Not sure. They're throwing the party while they were soldering these pads or what? Should be kind of a little cleaner. I'm gonna take this. Be quiet.
You're like that girl.
Still the one that gags. Do it.
I moved your car so I can do
It is moved. Oh, okay. Hey, FrSky, what were y'all thinking when you put these pads up? Like, I mean, seriously, no offense, but I mean, come on now. Let me just try this again. Okay, so there's a ground. Somebody tells me I'm going to be taking all these out. God darn it, I'm going to regret this. No, that actually would be good. There we go. And they're not touching. Perfect. So now we're good. Now we'll turn it on for you, but I can't now. Now that I've got the VTX back in, now the only thing I need to do is I need to find the top plate. So let me get my glasses back on here. Hey, Mama, will you take this from me, please? Don't growl. Just.
I wouldn't know. I just tripped over a box.
Oh man, are your eyes going bad now that you turned 30? Can't see the stuff that's. I'm just kidding. I love you. You complete me. You have me a hello. Help me help you. I love people.
No, it's off. The lights are just off. It'll go off.
Alright, I'm trying to find the plate. Yo, Landino,
Okay.
I can't find a plate.
Okay.
What? Hey, I'm doing a video here, so
Fun.
dribbling. Where's he going? I thought he was going to help me.
Landon, just make sure the lights go off.
Okay, nobody wants to help me. I'm doing it on my own then. I don't need nobody's help.
Medium or something?
Why don't you ask her in English?
Medium.
Okay, I don't know what plate is, so I can't even pull this thing back up. That sucks. Anybody? Anybody want to help me find a plate?
What plate?
It's a laptop plate. It goes on this drone, darn it.
I don't know.
Thanks. Love the support. I really wish I could find it. Because I'd like to put this thing back together now. And it's probably sitting right in front of me again like everything else. Anyways, alright, let me just get all this crap off my table. So anyways, you know how to put a plate back on. You don't need instructions or watch a video on how to do that. I was just going to show you what it looks like it's closed. But I can't because I put everything in the wrong spot today. Today was not the best day for trying to do much of this. Alright, anyway, so there you go, guys. That's it. Pretend there's a plate on here. Don't know where it went, but it used to be here. And you don't see anybody really stepping up to help me, do you? So I would not hold your breath on that one. I'd like to say thanks to my family for their support.
Absolutely.
You're not funny.
Oh my gosh, you need me there for 5? I thought my eyes were bad because I couldn't see the boxes. Are you sure you need my help?
I regret asking. I
Are you sure
apologize.
you need
I
my help,
withdraw my
or-
request for help. Please go
With
inside.
someone such bad eyes, I don't know that you would need me out here.
So anyways, that's how it's done. Alright, so anyways, that's how you do it, guys, and that's how you get your RXSR back on here. Just use the 3 wires, do your firmware update, and it'll run on your Radiomaster or your jumper. Now, it is Friday at 8:15, and I'm going to go play some basketball for a second, alright? It's my last weekend working before school starts, and I am looking forward to having some fun. Alright, rest of you guys, God bless, be safe, and most of all, go spend time with your family, guys, trust me. You never know how much time you got left. Make the most of it, okay? I'm going to go have some fun with mine. And as always, please subscribe below. I will tell you this. For those of you who've been waiting for some pretty awesome deals, I can tell you, thanks to Romeo, who went out to the property today. He's helping out. Thanks to Jeff, and thanks to Julio. These guys are really making it possible while I'm tending to some family issues right now. But I promise you we'll be coming back super strong, okay? God bless, guys. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.